Hey everybody, Jack here, TalkNorwichCity, back for another video. It's always a really exciting day this. It's Premier League fixture release day, the 16th of June. I always remember when I was at school, we always used to try and run about the school and try and find a computer. These were like before we were allowed smartphones in school, and just get on the kind of Norwich City website to find the fixtures. I always found it really exciting then. I think my excitement has weaned off somewhat since then, but it's still a really exciting day. Norwich City find out who they'll be playing in the Premier League. We already knew that. We play every team twice. Jokes in the comments. But we find out when we play them. And I think that's a really important part because fans can start to plan what away days they're going to. I know a group of my friends meet at the same pub every year on the same day and just go through the fixture list and you're like, yeah, can do that one. Yeah, can do that. Can't do that. I think there's something quite traditional about the fixture list announcement day. Anyway, Norwich City now know theirs, and the start is terrifying. Liverpool at home, Manchester City away, Leicester at home, Arsenal away. If there is an introduction to the Premier League, that's it. That is it. It's a really difficult start for Norwich City. Of course, we played Liverpool on the first game. The last time we were in the Premier League, we played them away on that occasion. Got utterly crushed in the first half of that game, won the second half. I'm still holding on to that. We will take them on at Carrow Road this time, which is going to be an exceptional occasion. I suspect it will be televised. August the 14th is the current date on that one. Of course, it still could change with television and all that good stuff. Then it's Man City away. Kind of write that one off. Leicester and Arsenal, though, I think people are just assuming that we'll pick up 0 points from the first 4 games. We picked up 4 points against Leicester the last time we were in the Premier League. We beat them at Carrow Road, and we put in 2 very good performances against Arsenal. Actually, 1 good performance at Carrow Road. The away game was a write-off, wasn't it? As most of the away games were in that Premier League campaign. It's a difficult start, but at least it's almost, I say, 4 free hits. And if you do come through that period with 0 points, I don't think there's going to be too many cries of desperation because what do you kind of expect? I must say, though, I do think Leicester, certainly at home, and Arsenal away, they're games where you should be maybe pinpointing a point from. The game that really worries me is the 5th game, Watford at home, because I say that there's 4 free hits on the first 4, and I believe that. There's expectation surrounding Watford, and there's something to prove against Watford. The media narrative will be 2 newly promoted teams. I doubt either of us will have too many points at that stage. Which one is going to really set the ball rolling? Which one means business? And hopefully it's Norwich City. We lost to Watford, didn't we? Twice in the Championship. And now we take them on in the Premier League. The sides are going to look completely different, I suspect. And there's massive expectation on Norwich City there. If you don't win that and you haven't won the first few, suddenly it gets a bit grumbly. You can already tell, can't you, that I'm playing out the scenarios in my head. However, if you pick up a point or even better, a win against Leicester, salvage something against Arsenal, beat Watford, suddenly you're dreaming of Europa League qualification. So it's best not to play out in your head, but we're all going to. We're all going to have different scenarios, but they're the first 5 games. Liverpool, Manchester City, Leicester, Arsenal, Watford. It obviously gets slightly easier from there on. The December run looks quite promising. Newcastle, Tottenham, Manchester United, Villa. Actually, it doesn't look promising at all. It doesn't look promising at all now I've read it. Newcastle away, Tottenham away, Manchester United at home, Aston Villa at home, West Ham away, Arsenal on Boxing Day at home, Palace away on the 28th. You've got a nice run, if you're a Londoner, a nice run of kind of London games in and around Christmas, January, February time. So hopefully, if you are in London, you'll be able to get to a nice few away games there that are nice to travel to. The thing that always strikes me when we get back into the Premier League, and I should have learnt this by now, there's just not an easy game at all. I think when you get into the Championship, you look at the fixture list and you're like, win that, win that, win that. Ooh, might have to settle for a draw there. In the Premier League, it's like, oh my goodness, there's a 7-game run that I can't see us getting anything from. And this is what Stuart Webber talked about. He said that Norwich City in the past in the Premier League haven't been very good. If you go 4 games without a win, the mindset is still the same, and you can then bounce back and win your 5th. He spoke about Burnley, I think it was this season just gone. I think they picked up a point from their first 7 games or something like that. They picked up hardly any points from their first run of games, and yet they still went on to survive fairly comfortably in the Premier League. That's the kind of thing Norwich City are going to need to do, because there will be periods of 5, 6 games, hopefully not more than that, where you're not picking up a win, and suddenly, naturally, even if you're the most optimistic of fan and the most optimistic of player, the mood is going to drop. Of course it is, because you're then suddenly going, oh my goodness, if this run doubles, then we've gone 12 games without a win. And then the mindset is spirals into negativity. What Norwich City needs to be really good at is looking at that first 4 fixtures and going, even if we don't get a single point, we know that we're good enough and we will compete in this division and we will win games along the way. In terms of the run-in, it could be more difficult. It's still not easy though. Newcastle at home, Villa away, West Ham at home, Wolves away, Spurs at home. On the 22nd of May. Look, as I say, we play every team twice, and we knew we were going to be playing every team twice. The start worries me slightly. Other than that, though, I think it looks relatively favourable. I'm sure you're all very excited in terms of picking out the games and highlighting the games in which you really want to get to. If you're a season ticket holder, hopefully by the 14th of August, stadiums will be back to full capacity and we can all be there. I'm just really excited to have a beer pre-match, go in and just chant like I've never chanted before. I am so excited for that. I couldn't care if it was Liverpool or Livingston. Whoever it was, on that day, on the 14th of August or whenever it is, when it gets changed for telly and it's 7 o'clock on a Saturday or whatever, I'm going to be there, hopefully, if Boris Johnson allows us, singing my heart out, and that's what it matters. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, not who we're playing. Thanks very much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on the fixture list. Are you worried about the start, or are you thinking we can pick up points there? Have a lovely time, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.